Travis Smith.
Travis Smith. We say he would be Redbeard, but it's gray, so he's a new Pirate.
The years have taken the toll.
Yes, they have. Anyway, we're tonight in Webb City, where the West Plains Zizzers are going to take on the Webb City Cardinals tonight in the district championship. And, of course, Webb City, 5-time defending Class 4A state champion, on a 40-some-odd game winning streak, have not lost to a team in the state of Missouri in about 100 and some games. Their last loss in many years was to Harbaugh out of Springdale, Arkansas, back in the 2011 season. That's the last time they lost a ball game. But they're ripe for the picking, Travis. Last week they had a scare against a team that right now they're sitting over there in Carl Junction say, we had that one won, should have won it, but we're sitting at home, and West Plains is playing tonight in Webb City.
Yeah, basically the score last week, 14-7, very close game. Carl Junction fumbled the ball. Webb City took advantage of it on the turnover and scored a touchdown to make it 14-7. And you and I were talking tonight, you have got to force turnovers and make something happen against a team like Webb City. You can't make mistakes.
Well, last week they turned the ball over 3 times on putting it on the ground and throwing it to the team in the wrong colored jersey. And they also turned it over 3 times on downs, going for it on 4th and didn't make it. Wow. So those are things that are traditionally don't happen to Webb City, but when you're a good team, you find a way to win, just like the Zizzers have done this year. They found a way to win. They beat Camdenton on a game they probably shouldn't have won, and they'll look back at that and say, that's one we got away with, and another one was at Joplin when the Eagles came to town, and the Zizzers got the W there and probably shouldn't have, but like I said, good teams find ways to win.
Yeah, you make your own luck, basically, what happens in life. And looking at some of these stats and numbers we've got, West Plains scored 109 points in their first 2 games in districts, which is more than anybody else. Webb City 42-13 against Mack County. Then last week 14-7. And then the other section we've got Harrisonville, which won 52-0 and then 41-0 over Raytown South. Center won 36-18 and 49-0 over Grandview. So from here on out, you've got great teams, but you got to get past this team tonight. You mentioned it's been 4 years since they even lost a game, but Webb City is right for the picking. And one of the nice things about the young guys for West Plains, when you're young, you don't really realize anything about tradition. Everything's about Friday night, and you just want to go out there and play, and these guys think they can win.
Well, I was going to say, I talked to a few of the parents today that happened to come by the Brad Guffey there where I work, and they were talking about the fact that these kids really think, that they can win tonight's ball game, and if you don't think you can win, you're not going to, and if you think you can, you got a much better chance. And of course, the Zizzers come in tonight's contest with a record of 10-1, the first time that they've had 10 wins in any season since, like I think you mentioned on Facebook today, 1969. And of course, the Zizzers with an opportunity to knock off the #1 team in the Class 4 in the state of Missouri, and also set themselves up with a game in the quarterfinals of the state tournament next week against the winner between Harrisonville and Center. And Harrisonville, just for people to know, was the only team to beat Bolivar, who we beat last week. Harrisonville beat them earlier in the season, I think week 3, by like 38-16 or something like that. So it's a game that you look down the road, and of course Webb City is probably, well, they're the best team in Class 4A, and if you want to win the championship, you got to beat them sometime, and it might as well be this Friday night.
May as well be tonight and stuff, too. And you also mentioned, too, Webb City is one of the biggest, if not the biggest team in Class 4A. It seems to stay that way every single year. That's another reason they've had success. They've got a huge pool of athletes to draw from, because basically just south of here you've got Joplin, then you've got Neosho, you've got Carthage and stuff. So if you have a good athlete when you're in 7th or 8th grade, move over here. You can still keep your job in other places.
I was going to say, is that called recruiting, Travis?
No.
Okay.
No.
I thought maybe you were calling Misha.
No. It's the parents that do that. It's the parents that do that.
But it does happen. As like I said, I lived in Carthage for 4 years, and there was 3 different kids at Carthage that were in my son's class. When they reached their freshman year in high school, they transferred from Carthage to Webb City, and the parents didn't have to move. The parents had to move to the Webb City School District, but the kids went to Webb City instead of Carthage, and the parents maintained their jobs in Carthage. So it's a situation, a unique situation, kind of a big city type thing, where you can kind of pick and choose where you live and where you go to school. And like I said, I've mentioned this before, but when Trish and I moved to Carthage, we did a little scouting for the school systems, and we went to Carl Junction, we went to Webb City, we went to Joplin, we went to Carthage, we even went to Thomas Jefferson, the private school. And of course, one of the things they talked about here was their football program.
And football program, you can't have a great program without a great coach. And that's what Coach Roderick has done. His dad was here a long time before he was, and he just basically made it a perennial powerhouse. And I like what Steve Airy's trying to do, too, because in order to have a powerhouse and be perennial, you've got to start with your youth program. And that's one of the things they've started over here in Webb City a long time ago. Now West Plains even, the Mighty Mite program, Coach Airy is actually hands-on with that. He goes over and he shows the coaches some of these different plays, and that's going to be a big help to West Plains in the future. Another thing, the biggest help this year, this group of seniors was the first group that ever got to play together starting in 7th and 8th grade, and it's made a big difference in this program.
Talk about big difference. We're going to give you 2 minutes to talk to our sponsors. Speaking of our sponsors, we're sure glad you put us on the radio, put us in the on the TV out at Genesis Church tonight. And, of course, those people watching us on YouTube across the country. We were just talking earlier the fact that people in several different states are watching us tonight. And, of course, we appreciate the people at Genesis Church having the party tonight out there, or the watch party out there at the church, just 2 miles past Walmart on the right-hand side of the road. So if you're in town, go by there. They'll take care of you, and you can listen to the radio, watch the game, and have a good time. We'll be back in 2 minutes here on the radio, KKDY 102.5. Paul Knight back here with Travis Smith. We got 4:50 to go till kickoff time. Both teams are on the field now. And Travis, kind of an electric atmosphere here tonight.
Really?
Of course, the Webb City sideline is full here on this side and where we are. And there's a few seats across the way over there in the Zizzers section. But like I said, an electric atmosphere. Two of the best teams in Class 4A are going to go after it tonight in the district championship. And, of course, we want the Zizzers to come out on top. But regardless of how you see the end of the game, it's going to be a dandy.
It's going to be a great game. You mentioned 3,500 people over here on Webb City side, and West Plains had a great crowd come out tonight. 3 hours over here and stuff, and they've got a good couple hundred people over there. You hear the Webb City fans in the background, and this is a nice facility. One of the things I like about moving up to 4A, like West Plains, everybody's got the artificial turf now. You've got the big screens, the music playing before, and it's like a small college game.
It is a small college atmosphere here tonight between the Cardinals in their red jerseys, baby blue pants, and the West Plains Zizzers in their traveling white uniforms with the black helmets, and the Zizzers captains are on the sideline. The Cardinal captains being gathered together here on the near sideline, and we're going to have a coin toss here in just a minute between two pretty good football teams. And like I said, Travis, hopefully we'll have a pretty good game tonight. I know there's a bunch of camera crews here, television crews from not only from Southwest Missouri, but from Springfield and the St. Louis area as well, because this is one of the feature games in the state of Missouri.
One of the feature games, and Webb City has been banged up a couple this year. Offensive line's hurt. Roderick, their quarterback's been banged up. But looking at the roster, they've got 98 kids on the roster, Paul, and they are very, very deep. So over here in Webb City, when one athlete goes down, there's always going to be another one ready to take his place.
Well, I was going to say they've got 98 kids in grades 10 through 12 and on the roster. And like you said, Travis, it's not they don't drop off much when they go from first to second team. But, of course, the West Plains Zizzers have had their share of injuries this year, and they've managed to step up and find somebody to step into the place. And, of course, the Zizzers, once again, 10-1. The Cardinals at 11-0, and we'll be back in 1 minute with a ball game here on the radio, KKDY 102.5.
Zizzer football action on today's On New Country KDY.
Paul Knight back here with Travis Smith. We're at the Webb City High School where the Webb City Cardinals are hosting our West Plains Zizzers tonight. And, of course, this is the district finals. And I believe it's, I think we're are we District 2?
That's a good question.
I think we're District 2, District 2, District 3.
Whichever district it is, it's definitely one of the toughest in the state of Missouri.
Yeah, we had 4 teams ranked in the top 10 in the same district with, of course, Webb City 1. Carl Junction, when they were defeated by Webb City, were number 4. West Plains was number 8 in the poll, and Bolivar number 10, all coming from the same district. Teams or the captains are in the middle of the field. The officials who are selected by the state of Missouri are out there explaining the rules. The Cardinals have won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. That means the Zizzer offense will come on the field first, and they're going to defend the north goal. The Cardinals will kick from the south end. It's not really much of an advantage because there is no wind on an almost perfect night for football.
Almost perfect night for football, and captain's night going out there is Sexton, Dietrich, Williams, and Cobb, and they're ready to play. And talking about Sexton, Webb City's got a big kid going to the University of Missouri. That's Tristan Castillo, 6'4", 280, and he is a good athlete. Not only is he strong, he's very fast.
Yeah, he plays both sides of the ball. He'll play down on the defensive tackle, and he plays offensive tackle as well. And he signed with Missouri last year, or I shouldn't say signed, but can't sign until, January something. But he committed to the Cardinals last year at the end of his junior season. Zizzers are going to have the ball. Set to kick it off for the Cardinals is number 42. And, folks, you'll have to apologize because this roster is about the size of an anthill. And my glasses help so much, so little.
Corey Dooley.
Yeah, Corey Dooley is the kicker, 6'1" junior. Where's number 42? He'll kick it off from the 40-yard line. Of course, back deep for the West Plains Zizzers is number 22 for the West Plains Zizzers. That's Wyatt Lucas. In the middle, of course, is Justin Nichols, and he's flanked by number 21. That is Ryan Martin. So one of those 3 men are going to bring it back for the West Plains Zizzers unless it goes through the goal line. We're ready to have action here from Webb City. The Cardinals in the red and blue, the Zizzers in their away white, and we're ready to go.
All right.
Everybody is on their feet. The kick, it's a high pooch kick. It's going to come to Martin at the 19. Martin stutters around, gets to the 23, and that's where he's going to be brought down. So Martin starts 1st and 10 for the West Plains Zizzers at their own 22, 23-yard line.
That 1st and 10 brought to you by Hubbard Bone and Joint Clinic. Dr. Hubbard, 16 years with the West Plains Zizzers. He is a great doctor and the traveling guy. And, Paul, there are 8 Webb City Cardinals around there to make the tackle. They go the ball and they go in a hurry.
Cardinals play a 4-2-5, as most teams have gone to because of the spread offense. 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, 5 defensive backs. The Zizzers come out with 2 receivers wide to the right side, 1 receiver left, 1 man in the backfield is Martin. Sam Hall looks over the defense, calls for the ball, gives it to Martin. Martin bounces around, gets maybe a yard. Let's give him the 24. That's a gain of 1, as there are a lot of red jerseys around. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 9.
2nd down and 9, too, just trying to run off the left side, seeing what the linebackers for Webb City do. But this is a front 4 like West Plains hasn't seen before. They're some big and fast kids.
I was going to say one of their linebackers is Caton Roy, 6'5", 220. Where's number 1? Hall hands the ball to Martin again, this time to the right side. Martin gets to the 29-yard line, so that's a gain of 5. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 4 to go.
Good run by Martin as they go off the right side that time. Good blocking down there by Watkins. And, of course, in there's Neuschwander, always making some good points.
I hate to tell you this, but Neuschwander's not in there. That is
62
Sebastian
Watkins.
Yeah, but 66 is Sebastian
Agnew.
Agnew, yeah.
Agnew.
He's the freshman is in there for Neuschwander at that guard position. Fake the handoff. They throw it outside to Cobb, or that's Dietrich, and Dietrich's going to be short of the 1st down as he only gets 2 to the 31-yard line. So the Zizzers are looking at a 4th down and 3 from their own 31, and I'll bet they punt this ball away.
We'll see Cornish coming out here to punt. Good pass by Hall, and they basically were kind of testing Webb City there. Dietrich made 1 man miss, but they have so many people that go the ball so quickly. You're going to have to do about 3 yards better than that. 3 and out for the Zizzers.
Cornish to punt the ball away. Dietrich is the long snapper. 4th down and 1. Let's see if the Zizzers try to draw them off. They went to the quick count. Rush comes. Cornish gets it away. Almost blocked. It comes down to the wide receiver, number 3. He's up the middle of the field. He's got some room to run. He's got several men beat to the sideline. He's across the 50-yard line to the 45. That is Caleb Potts, one of the starting running backs, and he brings it all the way back to the 45-yard line. So the Cardinals will set up shop 1st and 10 at the Zizzer 45.
And that 1st and 10 brought to you by our good friends at Landmark Bank, located on K Highway and junction of 63. And fortunately that time, Paul, number 4, Mingy in there to make the stop, or that'd been a touchdown.
Roderick, Tyson Roderick, number 7, is at the quarterback. They're going to go to their, well, I call it their veer formation. Running backs, they run the veer very, very well here. Roderick under center. Zizzers in the 4-2, man in motion across the formation. Roderick turns, going to roll right, looks to throw, pressure comes, going to keep it, pitches on the option. And there is knocked out of bounds. That's number 3, once again, Potts, knocked out of bounds at the 40. And that's a little bit of that option pass run option.
Well, it's amazing, too, because they were rolling right, trying to throw down the field, and nobody was open. And so then he just pitches off to the running back. And when you've got that kind of situation, man, oh man, as that offense has lots of potential.
The Cardinals run the ball about 75% of the time. The Zizzers run it about 75% of the time. We could have a quick ball game if the ball stays on the ground. Roderick under center, gives the ball to Burroughs. Burroughs up the middle, nowhere to go, as several Zizzers there to make the tackle. Number 87, Dietrich, along with number 56, Smith, and that's a pickup of 3, and it brings up 3rd down and about 2.5 to go.
We talked about Castilla. That time, Cobb for West Plains knocked him back. Good job by Cobb.
Keaton Burroughs, their leading ground gainer. He has like 1,100 yards on the season. Where's number 40, another senior? Another team that the Zizzers play tonight, senior dominated just like them. 3rd down and about 3. Option, left side. Roderick hitting the backfield and dropped. What a play there. First by Davis and then cleaned up by Spencer. Davis shot the gap, Travis, made the play, and Spencer cleaned up the mess.
Zach Spencer was on the backside and made the tackle. Now Webb City in a 4th down and 4 position, and they're going to go for it, and the Webb City fans get on their feet. But you said it last week. They had 3 times. They didn't make it. Let's make this the first tonight.
4th down and 4 from the 39-yard line. He's going to roll right. Quick pass out in the flat. It's caught. He gets away. And down to the 20-yard line, number 80, that is Derek Newby, their leading receiver. A nice effort there by, I think that was Mitchell, try to knock that ball away, but is unsuccessful, and Newby gets down to the 21-yard line where it's 1st and 10.
That 1st and 10 brought to you by Ozarks Medical Center in West Plains, the hospital where you can get almost anything done, and you mentioned what a great effort that was that time, but unfortunately it was caught for the 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 21. 8:36 to go in the first quarter. Roderick on the option, has it, pitches. Ball's caught there by number 3, that is Potts, and Potts is across the 15 down to the 13-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 8 and bring up a 2nd down and just 2 to go.
Todd made some people miss because there was a chance he was going to be tackled right there in the backfield. He got out of it, and that's one thing you'll see from Webb City is a lot of athletes that can make a lot of different things happen.
They've got some athletes on their side of the football. That was number 3, Caleb Potts on the carry. Potts and Burris in the backfield with Roderick. Roderick steps up to under center. You'll see this a lot. Oh, we got a motion by the big boy from the right side. That's illegal procedure. That'll mark them back 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down now and 7.
Go from 2nd and 2 to 2nd and 7, and that's one thing West Plains has to do is keep away from making mistakes, and that time Webb City jumped off sides. Good job by West Plains to stay on their side of the ball.
7:55 to go first quarter. We have no score. The Cardinals have the ball for the first time tonight. They're at the Zizzers 23-yard line. Make that the 18-yard line.
Checking in for receivers, 24, Zach Davidson, 6'6", 220 pounds.
He's also the punter. Roderick under center, 2 tight end formation. Power play to Potts. Potts bounces it outside, but a nice play made there by Neuschwander from the inside backer. Picks up 2 down to the 16-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down and about 5 to go.
3rd and 5 to go. Good job by Neusch standing in there and making the tackle. And you've got to stop him here and one more time because Webb City, we've already seen him go for it on 4th down once. They'll certainly probably go for it here unless they kick the field goal.
Cardinals come to the line of scrimmage, split back formation, double tight, wide receiver to the left side. Zizzers run around in motion. Burrows has the handoff. Burrows is down to the 12-yard line, so that's a pickup of 4, but it still leaves them with 4th and 1 from the 12 of the West Plains Zizzers. And like you said, Travis, no hesitation. They're sending in a play. They're going to go for it on 4th and 1.
Number 5, Tate Smith, wide receiver, 6'4", 180. They've got some big, tall guys. Here's where West Plains needs to make a stop here.
Cobb, Smith, Neuschwander on the inside along with Davis. Roderick under center, hands the ball to Potts. Potts has the 1st down as he's inside the 10, gets down to the 7-8-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 7.5, so that's another Webb City 1st down, and it brings up 1st and goal from the 7.5-yard line.
That 1st and 10 brought to you by Will Banks Tire in West Plains, proud sponsor of Zizzer Athletics.
6:43 to go first quarter. Zizzers and the Cardinals tied at 0, but the Cardinals have the advantage as they are at the West Plains 7.5-yard line.
Need to try to get a turnover here.
And the Cardinals got a little bit of problem with their getting people into the lineup number 28. That is Hunter Van Loo, the 3rd leading ball carrier. And now what do we got? We got a motion penalty, I think, against the Cardinals. It is. So that'll be a 5-yard mark off. That'll take it back to the 12.5-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 12.5 now. 2nd
penalty on this drive, and you mentioned it. You had guys running in, running out. Looked like they didn't know what the play was. Somebody jumped before the snap. 5-yard penalty against the Cardinals.
And Burris is on the sideline, number 40, their leading rusher, and he's got a little bit of a limp. Into the lineup, as I said, is number 28, Hunter Van Loo, who is their 3rd leading rusher behind Burris and Potts. Cardinals still have the football, Travis, 6:11, and the clock runs.
0-0 here at Webb City.
Cardinals come up with a tight end left, 2 receivers to the left side. Option, they're going to run. Roderick pitches to Potts, and he's hemmed in the backfield, and he's dropped at the 16-yard line. So that's a loss of 4 on the play, and now it's 2nd and goal from the 16, and Travis, that looked like something that you and I would draw up in the sand.
It really is. Basically, what the quarterback, Roderick, is doing is looking to see if there's a receiver open downfield. If it is, he's going to throw to him. If not, then you sprint out to the left and do the pitch off. But that time, West Plains defense, very good job covering that, getting it spread out.
Cardinals come to the line of scrimmage with 2 tight ends. Ball's on the left hash. They're going to run the option. They're going to run the pitch or the throw. Roderick under pressure, throws it into the end zone, wide open, and caught by the big tight end number 24. That is Zach Davidson, who was wide open in the end zone, and that's a touchdown for the Cardinals.
Zach came from the other side on the weak side, ran all the way across there. Nobody picked him up, and we had great pressure on the quarterback. Roderick, though, kept us cool, threw the ball up in the air, and Cardinals are the first to strike on the pass play.
So Davidson, a 16-yard pass from Roderick, and the Cardinals have the lead. Extra point attempt coming right here. Snap back, kicks up. We got a flag on the play before the snap. What do we got here? We got a dead ball, illegal procedure against the Cardinals. So that'll knock them back 5 yards, and we'll try it again.
Could make a difference. Kicking for the Cardinals is number 42. That's Dudley, Corey Dudley, the junior.
So Roderick to Davidson, and the Cardinals go on top.
Flag still on the field.
That's because he doesn't know where he threw it.
There, he's got it picked up now.
Dooley, Corey Dooley. He's ready to kick it from the 15-yard line now. Maybe.
Need a block.
Snap is back. The hold is down. The kick is up. It looks like it is good, and they say it is. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the radio, KKDY 102.5.
It's back to the field for more Zizzer action on today's Hot New Country, KDY.
Full night back with Travis Smith. While we were gone, the kickoff that took place. These guys don't like 1 minute breaks.
they go quick.
Anyway, Nichols brings it back to the 26-yard line, where the Zizzers will have it for the second time tonight. 1st and 10 from their own 26.
On their very first series, they went 3 and out. This time, West Plains looking to get some first down, even better points up on the board.
Need points on the board as they trail 7-0, 5:07 to go first quarter. Hall in the backfield, 3 receivers to the right side. They send Hoops in motion to the backfield. They turn, they give it to Hoops behind a block from Cobb, and Hoops is hit at the line of scrimmage, picks up 1 out to the, let's say the 27 and a half, maybe 28-yard line. That'll bring up a second down and about 8.5 to go.
What's amazing on that play, there were 9 Webb City Cardinals around Hoops almost as he hit the line of scrimmage. They're very aggressive. The nice thing about that, if you get past that first wall, there's not too many people that can get you.
Cardinals in their 4-2. 4 down linemen in a 4-point stance are coming after you. 2 linebackers, 5 defensive backs. Hall looks to the down, throw the ball down the middle. He's got a man open. He throws it for Cornish. It's tipped around, knocked out of his hands just at the last minute. Cornish had him beat, and the safety, I believe that's number 34, Travis, came up. That is Cole Dedman.
Good job by Dedman and stuff, too, and I think Cornish kind of saw it was up in the air, thought it was going to be tipped. It got up in the air, but unfortunately incomplete. I like the play call.
Cornish was down the middle of the field, was open. Ball just slightly underthrown and knocked away. Now it's 3rd down and 8 for the West Plains Zizzers in their second possession of the ball game. Let's see, Hoops in the backfield along with Hall. 3 receivers to the left side. Cobb in the backfield. Hall calls for the snap, rolls that way. Pressure comes. He gets away from 1, throws it out there in the flat. It's caught, but it's going to be just short of the first down as I believe that was
33.
Is that Holloway? Holloway's
Yes.
thrown out of bounds at the 29-yard line, and that's going to be just short of the first down. It's going to be 4th down and 2 to go.
Boy, I like the way Sam Hall got out of 3 tackles that time. Still had the presence to look down the field and get Holloway. And right here, West Plains is bringing on the punt team, but they will try to draw off the Cardinals.
Punt team is on for the Zizzers. The Cardinals do not bring out their punt return team they keep their defense on the field. Zizzers are missing one player. And we finally get one. Now we're ready to go. Nichols calls the signals. Cornish to punt it away. Snap is a little low. It bounces, but Cornish catches it off the side of his foot, but it's going to hit and take a Zizzer bounce inside the 30-yard line, and it's going to go dead at the 26 and a half, finally blown dead at the 25-yard line where the Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25.
And that 1st and 10 brought to you by Hibby Sports Grill. Great place to go watch the games. Hopefully you're listening out there to us tonight. Thank you for Hibby Sports Grill being a fine Zizzer sponsor.
Don't forget the fine folks out there at Genesis Church, West 160, tonight hosting the watch party. If you got nothing to do, go out there. Well, if you got nothing to do, you shouldn't be there anyway. You should be listening to us. So go out there and have some refreshments and enjoy the company out at the Genesis Church tonight.
Webb City on their first drive went down the field and scored. However, they got
short field.
Short field this time.
This time
75.
they got all the way back to the 26-yard line. Double tight end formation. Roderick calls the signal, sends a man in motion, turns, rolls right, it's going to throw. Got a man open down the middle. It's going to be tossed out there, and it's going to be caught and touchdown.
That play sent the wide receiver basically in motion. He tapped on the hip of the quarterback and said, I've got this guy beat down the field. And, boy, there he went. Their flag on the field, but I think it's going to be pass interference against West Plains.
Well, they're bringing it back, so it may have been against the Cardinals pushing off as the pass was completed to Keaton Marsh, number 17, and it looks like to me they're going to call this against the Cardinals for an offensive pass interference.
Awesome.
And that's a break.
That's a huge break as he was wide open. Mentioned that Webb City only throws the ball about 25% of the time. Thus far tonight, that's what they've done for 2 touchdowns, and you can tell the Webb City Cardinal fans do not like that call, but we're very happy up here in the booth.
Penalty against the Cardinals all the way back. That takes away the touchdown, half the distance to the goal from the 26. So the ball will be put on the 13-yard line. Coach Roderick, he's looking at the replay. He wants to see it. They got a replay on both ends of the field, and, well, they just have it on the south end of the field. But he wants to see a replay, but unfortunately they can't do that in high school.
It doesn't make
and
any
it doesn't
difference.
even make any difference on a pass interference anyway.
You can just point up to the referee and say, look, here it was. But now Webb City goes, and they're all the way at their 13-yard line.
First and 23 from the 13. Cardinals come to the line of scrimmage. 2 tight ends. Wide receiver to the right side. He's picked up there by the corner. Zizzers in man coverage. And
that's kind of neat.
the official has a microphone tonight.
I love that.
That's part of being in Webb City.
I love it.
First and 23 at the 13. Double tight formation. Cardinals line up toe-to-toe. Roderick under center, turns, looks right. He's going to throw it again. This time he's got another man out there, and it's going to be caught by number 3. That is Potts, and Potts goes all the way down to the 31-yard line, so it's a first down for the Cardinals.
That first down brought to you by West Plains Bank. Give them a call at 256-2147. And, Paul, that's what great teams do. They it was effective the first time we ran it. We're going to come back and just throw it to a different guy, and they get all the way down into Zizzer territory.
Kind of picking on Midori out there on that corner, on that island all by himself, and he's got picked on 2 times in a row. This time the wide receiver goes to the left side. He's going to be picked up by Mitchell. Double tight end formation. The big man, number 24, on the tight end on the right side. Man across the formation. Roderick, option, left side, keeps it, pitches to Potts. Potts races to the sideline. Nobody there, nowhere to go. The Zizzers do a good job of bringing him down. That's Spencer along with Davis. And Midori's on the left side, Mitchell makes the play, and it brings up a second down. And about, let's call it 9.5.
Good job by Mingy as he came up, played position football, and took the quarterback and made Roderick pitch it. Other 3 guys there to stretch it out and stop the play.
2:25 to go, first quarter. Cardinals on top, 7-zip. Roderick, not seen anything but this formation. Inside handoff to Potts. Potts through the line of scrimmage, touchdown. Potts goes 31 yards, and the Cardinals were on top, 13-zip.
That was a very effective run that time as there's 3 different Zizzers there to make the tackle, and he just got right out of it. And that's what Webb City does, is they get their best athletes out there and let them make plays. That was just an off-tackle play to the left side. And as you said, Webb City now up 13-0.
13-0 with 2:12 to go, first quarter. Kick is up, looks good. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the radio. KKDY 102.5. Smith 14-0 here late in the first quarter as the Cardinals have scored on both their possessions. The Zizzers have yet, Travis, to get a first down. We need some little offensive production here at the end of the quarter to kind of get things back in control as they trail 14-zip.
Try to get some points up on the board and get your confidence back, but this is a team that sometimes they've been down. Against Glendale, we're down 22-0, and they came back. Keep your heads up, gentlemen.
Dooley to kick it away. Dooley puts his foot into it. It's going to come to Wyatt, Lucas Wyatt at the 10. Wyatt up the middle of the field, puts the ball on the ground. Who's got it? Let's see. The Zizzers say they've got it. The Cardinals say they've got it. But the officials, who are the important people, say it belongs to West Plains.
Big break for West Plains there. And that first down brought to you by Express Mini Mart, located across from the park in West Plains. See the good folks at Express Mini Mart. And Paul, good thing we got the ball there. That would have been a disaster.
Ooh, that would not have been a good. Taylor Cornish falls on the ball for the Zizzers as the ball was returned there by Lucas Wyatt. He fumbled the ball at about the 20-yard line, but Nichols was there to fall on it, and it's 1st and 10, West Plains.
Zizzers need to come out this series, get a couple first downs.
Zizzers come to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers right, 3 receivers left. Hall in the backfield by himself. Send Martin in motion. Give the ball to Martin up the middle. Martin hit at the line, draws a big crowd of red jerseys, picks up 1, and that brings up 2nd down and about 9 to go.
One of the things Webb City, too, they're loading up through those gaps in there, and Martin just basically had nowhere to go as they got penetration right off the snap.
Neuschwander back in there at that offensive guard along with Friend. Let's see, Watkins, number 52, 62.
Sexton and
Yep,
Dietrich.
and Anderson. Hall calls for the ball. He looks left, he looks right. Pressure comes. He throws it out in the flat. It's going to be caught by Holloway. Holloway's got the first down and more as he's knocked out of bounds at the Cardinal 46-yard line, and that's the big play the Zither offense needed. Get something started, get in Cardinal territory, bring a little doubt in that defensive mind, and that's a first down.
And that first down is brought to you by Long Electric. When things go wrong, call Long.
We should have called them at the end of the first
Yes,
touchdown.
And Sam Hall that time did a great job getting out of the tackles, putting the ball down the field.
Holloway makes the catch. 1st and 10 at the Cardinal 46. Ball to Hoops, right side. Hoops across the 45, down to the 41. A good run, picked up 5, brings up 2nd down and 5 for the West Plains Zizzers.
Only the only first time tonight that basically West Plains has got more than a yard or 2 off the line of scrimmage. Good job by Hoops, but most definitely it was Neuschwander making some holes for that offensive line and getting Hoops some good yardage.
2nd down and 5 from the 41-yard line of the Cardinals. Play clock at 14. Zizzers come to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Hall puts Cobb up at the line of scrimmage. This looks like a pass. And then I say that, and they're going to give it to Hoops to the left side. Hoops hitting the backfield, and he's going to lose about 2 as there was nowhere to go as the Cardinals were there in a horde and make the play. And that could be the last play of the first quarter. We'll just have to wait and see what the Zizzers want to do.
They're taking their time in there. They tried to stretch that play out a little bit, but against a team like Webb City, they've got so many athletes, it's not going to happen.
Speed kills, not only on highways, but on the football
field.
field.
Yes, it does. 10 seconds here to go in the first quarter.
Zizzers are going to let the play clock run out. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the radio, KKDY 102.5. All night back here with Travis Smith. Third down and about 7 to go, Travis, for the Zizzers from the Cardinal 43-yard line. Hall in the backfield with Martin. Cardinals are pushing the line of scrimmage. Send Holloway in motion. They fake the ball to him. They look down to the right side. Hall pressure. Comes from the outside. Hall throws it just as he was hit, incomplete. And that'll bring up a 4th and 7 from the 43-yard line as the pressure was put on there by number 1, Caden Roy. 6'5", 220, playing a linebacker.
And he is very quick. Hall is not slow, and he ran Hall down, and just as Hall was putting the ball in the air, he let go of it.
And it looks like the Zizzers are going to go for it on 4th and 7 from the 43-yard line.
Good call here.
Need a 7-yard or an 8-yard call. Hall in the backfield. Looks like the Cardinals are going to come with a 4-man rush. Snaps back. Hall just pooch kicks it away. It's going to hit about the 15-yard line, rolls towards Cornish, and Cornish is going to down it at the 5, so the Cardinals will have it 1st and 10 at the 5-yard line.
That 1st and 10 brought to you by Don's Auto, located on Porter Wagner Boulevard. They can work on any kind of make of car. See the good folks at Don Auto, and good job by Cornish getting himself in between the ball and the goal line, putting Webb City way, way back. But what you got to watch out for is, especially if you're defensive coordinator, talk to Midori and say, hey, don't let that guy get behind you, because I wouldn't be surprised if Webb City didn't try to go for a long pass deep in their own territory.
Cardinals have it 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line. And like you said, Travis, Zizzer defense needs to step up here.
Get a turnover.
Roderick under center, turns, option right side. He cuts it up on his own. Going to be tackled by Mingy and a host of others, along with Spencer at the 8-yard line. So that's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd down and about 7. Now they're going to put it at the 9. So it's 2nd down and 6.
They run that veer so well, and that time they ran to the short side of the field. West Plains over there to make the stop. They weren't able to string it out or anything. 14-0 is the score. 11 minutes left to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, it's been a game in which the Zither defense is, they bent and they broke.
Yes, they did.
Roderick's going to throw. He's looking down the sideline, throws it up in the air, and it's overthrown just barely as number 5, excuse me, for the Eagles going down, or the Cardinals. That's Tate Smith, 6'4", wide receiver, just outside his reach.
And once again, trying to go against Midori and stuff. Basically picking on him. You got to get Midori to get up there and hit him at the line of scrimmage and slow him down just a little.
I was going to say, Midori kind of in the shadow out there as he's facing guys 6'4", 6'5". Zithers come with 2, or the Eagles, I'll get it right, Cardinals go with 2 receivers to the left side. Roderick rolls that way. Pressure comes, throws it out there in the flat, and it's going to be caught by number 80, the wide receiver. That's Derek Newby. Catches it for a 1st down at the 23-yard line, or 27-yard line. That's enough for a 1st down.
And that 1st down brought to you by Diamond Head Restaurant. Go see Diamond Head where you can order or go through their buffet. Proud Zizzer-sponsored Diamond Head. 1st
and 10, and there, have we got a penalty on the play?
They're talking.
I didn't already see a flag.
Nope. There's
one in the back. That's back there where it's either a late hit, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to call late hit on the quarterback, unnecessary roughness. That's 15 yards, so instead of being at the 29 or 19-yard line, it's going to go all the way out to the 34-yard line where it's 1st and 10.
And that's 15 yards from wherever they advance to, not from the line of scrimmage, so that's a double shot.
Yes, it is. 1st and 10, Cardinals at their own 34 now. We're in the second quarter, 10:56 to go. Cardinals lead 14-0.
Awesome. Thank you. There we go. Got some stats brought to the booth.
I don't really want to look at them.
We'll change it around.
Yeah, we'll change it to where we want it to be. Zithers are going to go with an 8-man or a 6-man front. Roderick under center, inside handoff to Potts, or is that Burrows? That's Burrows, number 40, and he's brought down at the 35-yard line. So that's a gain of 1 as their leading rusher picks up 1, getting back in the ball game, and they're going to give him 2. Out to the 36, where it's 2nd down now and 8 to go.
Our big man, Jet Sexton, in there playing the defensive tackle, did a good job bringing him to the ground.
Zithers have changed up their defensive line. They've gone with 5 down linemen, 2 linebackers, 4 defensive backs. Option to the right side. Burris has this one. He's up the middle, and he's brought down, that's Van Loo. He crosses the 45 out to the 47, and that's enough for another Cardinal first down.
And that was Lou, because you heard in the backfield all the Cardinal fans saying Lou. They weren't booing there. And that first down brought to you by State Farm, Ramona Heine, proud sponsor of the Zizzers.
Right there on Porter Wagner Boulevard. The Cardinals come to the line of scrimmage. Roderick under center. Two backs in the backfield. Roderick turns. He's going to throw. He's looking down the middle again. Throws it down the middle. It is, and it's going to be caught. And another touchdown. 3 big plays for the Cardinals, and they've got 21 points on a 47-yard throw and catch.
And that quarterback, Roderick, is doing such a good job putting air underneath the ball, letting his receivers run underneath it. 3 touchdown passes thus far for Webb City.
Keaton Morris on the receiving end of that 52-yarder. And that puts the Cardinals up 20-0. Dooley to kick the extra point. Snap back. Kicks away. It is good. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the radio. KKDY 102.5. We got a 21-0 ball game, and Travis, we're going to just put it out there right now. We've been in this hole before this year.
And came back.
And won, so we're not out of the ball game yet. But we do have to put some points on the board here pretty quickly as they trail the number 1 team in Class 4A, 21-0 with 9:56 to go in the second quarter. Dooley set to kick it off. Nichols back there with Martin and Holloway. High kick, it's going to come to Martin at about the 15. Martin has it. Martin up the middle of the field, brought down at the 23-yard line, so the Zizzers will have it 1st and 10 at the 23.
That 1st and 10 brought to you by Zizzer Buggy Bath. Go there and wash your car, wash your clothes. Zizzer Buggy Bath, also located on Porter Wagner Boulevard. And Paul, you said it. We've basically got to get something going here. The nice thing on the last series, move the ball down the field just a little bit. Just got to move it a little bit more and get those points on the board. Almost have to in this position.
Yeah, we got to get some points on the board right here. It is 21-0, 9:49 to go in the second quarter. Zizzer offense comes to the field. Led there by number 52 for the West Plains Zizzers. That's their offensive center. Neuschwander. He's the first one out there. He wants to play. All kinds of motion, but no flag. Hall throws it out to the outside, and it's going to be just out of the reach, intended there for Holloway. Incomplete, and that brings up a 2nd down and 10.
Very good defense that time by the Webb City Cardinals. Cornerback put his hand up, knocked it down right there. They are having very, very good coverage on these West Plains receivers thus far tonight.
Ball at the 22-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Clock stopped. 9:44 to go in the second quarter. Zizzers trail 21-0. Hall in the backfield by himself. Hoops to the left side. He goes in motion. They give to Hoops on the sweep to the right side. Lots of red jerseys there, and Hoops will lose 2 back to the 20-yard line. So it's 2nd down now and 12 for the West Plains Zizzers.
What you want to do at halftime is tell those offensive linemen, stay attached to your guys, because on that last play, you see Hoops on the ground and 3 of the guys in white looking back.
Ball at the 20-yard line, ball on the right hash. Zizzers are going to go with an unbalanced line to the right side. 3 receivers to the right side as well. Dietrich, the single tight end to the left side. Hall in the backfield with Martin. Clock runs. 9 minutes to go, second quarter. Snap back, pressure comes up the middle. Hall down the middle of the field, he throws it. Caught by Nichols, or is that Cornish? Cornish make the catch at the 27, 28-yard line, but unfortunately, we're still 5 yards short and brings up 4th down and about 4.5 to go.
And Webb City putting a lot of pressure on our quarterback. Good job that time by Hall to get rid of it. Good catch by Cornish, but what you said, 4th down still. West Plains try to draw them off sides here, somehow get a 1st down on penalties.
Cornish to kick the ball away. Back deep is number 3. He's a Good return man. That's Caleb Potts. Zizzers with on their own 28-yard line. Oh, they didn't get a call.
Unbelievable.
Got the man to jump and didn't get the call. Punts away. It's caught by Potts. Potts in the backfield. Spins, gets away from 2 or 3 guys. Finally brought down by Friend at the 46-yard line. And that brings up a 1st and 10 for the Cardinals.
That 1st and 10 brought to you by South Central Career Center. Doing a lot of good training for our kids, helping with local industries here in the community. Teaching them how to be effective citizens of West Plains. Proud Zizzers sponsors, South Center Career Center.
Cardinals have the ball back, 21-0. 8:07 to go in the first half, and the Zizzer defense is looking around saying, boys, we need to make a stop right here.
Get a turnover or something. And you talked about, too, with the run, game going by very quick. 7:40, and we're already halfway through the second quarter.
Roderick under center. Burris, and it looks like Van Loo in the backfield. Roderick looks things around, takes the snap, hands off to Van Loo, hit immediately. No, Roderick keeps it on the option, and he's brought down at the 49-yard line, so that's a pickup of 4 and brings up a 2nd down and 6 from right at the 50-yard line. And these guys, these officials, they put them right on the yard line every play.
Yes, they do, and say, we're ready to go.
Of course, the officials appointed by the State of Missouri Activities Association. Roderick, quick flat pass out there in the flat to number 80, that is Derek Newby. And Newby gets away from 1 Zizzer, gets away from 2, gets all the way down to the Zizzer 39-yard line, and that's another Cardinal 1st down.
That 1st down brought to you by Howell County Outpost, located on Highway 160. And Paul, Webb City has done such a good job throwing the ball downfield. That time, cornerback's way off. They said, let's just throw underneath.
Roderick under center, takes a snap, option. He's got it. He's going to be hauled in as the Zizzers. A lot of white jerseys there, and Roderick never had a chance to run the option as he faked the ball to Burrows and then immediately was tackled by Cobb along with Dietrich, and that brings up a 2nd down and 11 to go.
Yeah, the nice thing on that veer, they're doing a very good job keeping Roderick contained. It just, we've got to do better defending against the pass.
No kidding.
Got to.
The run has not hurt us. The pass, we're not going there. Roderick under center, option left side. Burrows has it. He's in the secondary. Makes one move, but a nice play made there by number 40. Is that
40?
No.
They're 40.
16, that's Nichols. Nichols makes the tackle. A gain of 6-7 on the play brings up 3rd down and a long 5.
Webb City's going to take a timeout.
They'll take time. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the radio. KKDY 102.5. And a long 5, Travis, for the Cardinals from the Zizzer 34-yard line. And you hate to say big play early in the midway through the second quarter, but this is a pretty big play right here for the Zizzer defense.
It's going to be basically 2 big plays in a row.
Yeah, because they'll go for it on 4th down if they don't make it.
They haven't made, and their big guy, number 55, Castillo, steps off the field. But they've got 3
and
more
that's why
to take
the
a
field
spot.
is leaning this way.
Yes, it is.
Cardinals go to an unbalanced line to the right side. Roderick, option left side, pitches back to Burrows. He's chased, throws it,
Oh
nobody
my
there.
God.
Wide open touchdown. 34-yard halfback pass from Burris to Newby, and it's a 27-0 ball game.
Little razzle-dazzle that time. Off to the right was the unbalanced line, so West Plains gets over there. They run the pitch, and the pitch man sees that a receiver is open way down the field and throws to him, and like Paul said, he was wide open. The toughest thing on that is you worry about dropping the ball because there's nobody around you.
Unfortunately, folks, it is 27. Make it 28-0 Still 6:33 to go in the first half. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the radio, KKDY 102.5. Travis, I'll be honest with you. I didn't see this happening.
I really didn't. I mean, you knew Webb City was going to be a really good football team, but especially to come out and be throwing the ball as much as they have and to be so effective. West Plains this year, when they've gotten down, has done a really good job adjusting defensively, but right now they have no answer for these Webb City Cardinals.
They have no answer for the throw. Let's put it that way.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. Dooley to kick it away. This one's a high one. It's going to come to Martin at the 9, and we got a flag on the play as the Cardinals were offside, so we'll back it up 5 and start all over.
28-0 is the score with 6:33 left to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, 6:33 to go in the second quarter, and then we're down 28-zip.
West Plains will need to do something on this possession just to get back into the ball game. The nice thing about these kids, they've been down a couple times this year. They don't get their heads down too much, but you need to put some points on the board here. It can get way out of hand real quick.
28-zip is our score. Dooley will put the ball back at the 35-yard line, and we'll just pretend that last play didn't happen.
And Dooley this time lines the ball up in the middle of the field. One of the things West Plains is going to need to watch out for, that time both Nichols and Martin were going for the ball. Somebody's got to call it. The other guy's got to block.
You got to block, you got to tackle. Got to block and tackle. Onside kick, and it's recovered by the Cardinals. And then he lost it, but there's a scrum at the bottom, and let's just see what happens, Travis, because it looked to me like the Cardinals had the football as they crossed the 50-yard line, and the way the Zizzers are reacting, it sounds like the Cardinals have it, and they do.
You know, that's the way to play football right there, as you get a penalty and stuff. You kicked it long down the field. Basically, West Plains, that front group, wasn't looking for it, and it went right through one of our guys' hands, and Webb City fell on the ball. And Paul, right here, I bet they put the ball up.
1st and 10 for the Cardinals at the West Plains 47-yard line.
1st and 10 brought to you by the UPS store located at 1404 Southern Hills. Give them a call at 256-3027.
And we got a flag on the field on the far side.
Oh, the old get back flag.
We'll wait for the officials to
see what it was.
Sideline warning.
Good.
The get back.
The get back. Coach Womack's telling the referees, you get back.
You get on the field. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals, Travis, at the 47-yard line of the Zizzers. 6:30 to go in the first half. Roderick under center. Roderick, you guessed it. He's going to throw. He looks down the field. He's got a man. Knocked away. Nice play made by the safety. Number 16, Nichols. No flag on the play, and it's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Very good job by Nichols playing that free safety position. Came up and just knocked the ball down. Webb City came out and wanted to score another touchdown through that pass, but Nichols there to stop it.
One thing the Cardinals will do is they will try to score until the clock says 0-0-0. 6:25 to go first half. 28-zip, Cardinals on top. Roderick, option left side on the pitch to Van Loo. Van Loo sprints to the corner. Nice play made by, again, Nichols, as he's there to make the tackle at the 40-yard line, and that's a pickup of 7. Brings up 3rd down and 3.
You can always tell when it's Lou because you hear these Cardinal fans over here making some good noise for him.
Van Loo, I know his grandfather, believe it or not.
Awesome.
Yeah.
3rd and 4 for the Cardinals.
3rd and 4 from the 40-yard line. Roderick under center, going to run the option to the other side, and this time Van Loo is hit at the line of scrimmage, dropped for no gain, And let's give him a yard. That's going to bring up 4th down and 3.
Jet Sexton up there to make the stop, and Webb City, you said they're going to put as many points on the board as they possibly can. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
4th down and 3. The ball at the 39-yard line. They got to get to the 36 for a 1st and 10. Substitution for the Cardinals at the wide receiver position.
28-0 is the score here in the second quarter. 5.5 minutes left to go.
Roderick brings them to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers, one left, one right. Power play to Burris. Burris is going to pop it outside, got a 1st down and more. He gets away from another. Down the sideline, Burris is knocked out of bounds at the 9-yard line. So that's a gain of, it'll be a gain of 30, and it's going to bring up another Cardinal 1st down.
And that 1st down brought to you by Stewart Morrison Ready Mix for all your concrete needs. See the good folks at Stewart Morrison Ready Mix. And Paul, we could use some concrete right now because that's about the only thing that's
I was going to say, we need to have the Cardinals be running around in concrete right now to slow them down a little bit, because the Cardinals right now are taking it to the West Plains Zizzers, and I can see a little bit of dejection coming across the body, just the body language of the Zizzers on the field. Roderick turns, hands off to Burris, hit there by Sexton in the backfield, no gain on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down and goal from the 8.
Good job by Sexton. Running back just ran right into him. Sexton throws him to the ball, and he talked about, you see some of the hands on the hip, heads down, but these are one of those situations where you get a stop here, gives you at least a moral victory.
5:10 to go in the first half. Zizzers trail 28-0 behind the Cardinals, who have had 4 big plays for touchdowns. It's not been the little plays, it's been the big plays tonight. Double tight end formation again. Wide receiver to the left side. Roderick going to drop back to throw. Pressure comes, throws it into the corner of the end zone. No good, incomplete. Covered there by Nichols, and the ball was over the head of the intended receiver, the tight end that's the running back, number 28, Van Loo.
And that was only the first time tonight Roderick has basically overthrown one of the receivers. Everything else has been right on target.
I was going to say, I think that's only the 2nd or 3rd incomplete pass, period. Roderick gets the play from his father over on the sideline, coach's son. Think he's ever seen a football before he got to be about 3.
They had it for him in the crib.
Yeah. Roderick brings them to the line of scrimmage. The ball at the 8-yard line. Turns, option, reverse. And there's a nice play made around the side and into the end zone for the touchdown is number 5, as Tate Smith goes in from 8 yards out with 4:44 to go in the first half.
And that 1st and 10 touchdown brought to my good friends at J&J Recovery. For all your towing needs, give them a call at J&J Recovery. And that's the last 2 touchdowns. Webb City's basically run kind of like some trickery to get in the end zone.
Five touchdowns by 5 different players for the Cardinals. Dooley to kick the extra point. It's up, looks good from here. It is good. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the radio. KKDY 102.5. Smith.
Boy, we get some more gray hairs tonight.
If you were on the sideline, you'd be gray-headed. Not red-headed, but gray-headed tonight.
Most definitely. You can tell just looking at Coach Airy and Coach Womack right now. They
Arms crossed,
looking
things over. Not a joyful sight across the way. 35-0. Cardinals on top, and we still got 4:44 to go here in quarter number 2. Dooley hits a high one. It's going to come to Nichols at the 11. Nichols right up the middle of the field, cuts to the right, runs into a bunch of red jerseys at the 25-yard line. Brought down, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Zizzers from the 26.
That 1st and 10 brought to you by Papa John's Pizza, located in the Southern Hills Shopping Center. Go by Papa John's for some of the finest pizza and pasta in town.
You probably eat there occasionally since it's right there in
Southern
Hills Shopping Center.
And I'll tell you another thing about Papa John's, too. You get online and get set up with them with their techs and computers, and they have some great deals at Papa John's Pizza.
Zizzers come out to the field of play. Hall, the quarterback. 3 receivers to the left side, 2 receivers to the right. Hoops is going to go in motion here very shortly. Call. And Hall just takes it up the middle on a quarterback keeper. He crosses to the 33-yard line. So that's a gain of 2 and brings up 2nd down and 8.
Good play there. You basically got an empty backfield, which means there's nobody there except the quarterback. Kind of spread the field out a little bit, get some positive yards. 2 yards is what we got.
We got
get
2.
About 4 or 5 each time.
2nd down and 8. Inside 4:12 to go. First half. Zizzers trail 35-0. It's been a while since we've said that. Quick pitch to Hoops to the right side. Lots of pressure comes. Hoops crosses the 34, maybe the 35-yard line. They're going to give him the 35, so that's a gain of 3, and a gain of 2, brings up 3rd down and 6 from their own 30-yard line.
West Plains trying to run to the wide side of the field, but Webb City has so many athletes, they're not able to stretch them out.
Got kids that can run. Hall in the backfield. Play clock at 20. Clock winds down to 3:30 to go first half. Hoops in the backfield with Hall. He looks things over. 3 receivers to the left side. Snap back. He looks for the quick throw. Pressure comes. Nowhere to go as the Cardinals brought 6. They had the Zizzers outnumbered, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 11.
They certainly did. 6 guys rushing the quarterback that time, 5 guys to block. And number 90, the defensive end for Webb City, is there, and he brought Hall down in a hurry. First time that Hall's been sacked tonight.
And the Zizzers are going to be forced to punt. Cornish is going to have it. He's getting a workout this evening. Zizzers punted away from their own 25-yard line after the loss of 5 on the play. Back deep is Potts, number 3, to return the kick. Good snap. Cornish is going to get it away. Nice kick by Cornish. Sends Potts all the way back to the 32-yard line. Potts up the middle of the field. Breaks 1 tackle. Finally brought down there, I believe that's Midori, at the 42-yard line. So the Cardinals have it 1st and 10 at their own 42.
And that 1st and 10 brought to you by Allstate Peterson Insurance Company. Give them a call today. Find Zizzers sponsor.
Jason Peterson.
Good guy.
Good guy.
You know what's amazing about tonight, too? You can tell how much the Zizzers have struggled because we've only got through about half of the sponsors. Normally, by this time, they've got 2 mentions. We'll try to get you in there a little bit more.
We may have to do it after 3rd down.
Yeah, that might be. That 3rd down, even positive yardage. That positive yardage.
There we go. We'll do positive yardage. Folks, we're trying to make light of the situation, but right now the Zizzers are getting it handed to them.
35-0.
35-zip is the score.
And I guarantee Webb City's going to try to put some more points on the board before halftime.
Roderick under center. Wide receiver is Tate. Throws it out here to Tate. All right.
There goes Tate.
That's not Tate. That's number 12, which that's Blake Carterton. Carterton just made the reception, picks up about 14, and picks up another Cardinal 1st down.
And that 1st down brought to you by Donahue Roofing. For all your roofing needs, see Donahue Roofing. And now they send in number 80, the big receiver. He whispers in the ear, does Newbie, says, throw it to me.
Throw it to me down the sideline. I'm going to be wide open. 1st and 10 from the Zizzer 47-yard line, and Newbie doesn't know where to go.
He just knows they're going to throw to him.
He just knows, throw it to me. Roderick under center, takes it outside veer. Pitch to Burris. Burris into the secondary. Burris down the sideline. Nichols has got him cornered. Gets away from Nichols. Back up the middle of the field. Still running.
Oh, my gosh.
Down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line is Burris on a nice run on the option by Burris, and it's another Cardinal 1st down.
And that 1st down brought to you by Brown Furniture and Appliance located in downtown West Plains. And that time, Paul, he broke out 7 tackles.
I had him at 8, but that's...
It was a lot of them.
There was a bunch of them he got away from.
Great run. That's one thing about Webb City. They just have athletes all over the place.
1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Zizzers, defense, got to stop them right here with 1:45 to go in a half. Roderick, power play. Oh, my! Oh, that's the best hit made this evening. Was that Spencer? He came through untouched and leveled Potts for a loss of 4 on the play, and That's got to pump somebody up over there on the sideline, because that was a drill.
Yes, it was. Zach Spencer can use that on his highlight reel, and it was great form tackling. He just got right underneath him, took his legs out, took him to the field immediately.
It looked like one of those clowny plays where the helmet comes off, except the Cardinal helmet didn't come off. Roderick under center, turns, hands off to Burrows on the play up the middle. He's into the secondary. He's got one man to beat, but brought down from behind by Neuschwander at the 9-yard line. And it's first and 10, or first and goal for the Cardinals from the Zizzer 9 with 1 minute to go in the first half.
And that first down brought to you by Monty's Outdoor, located in the Southern Hills Shopping Center. Folks, deer season's coming up in just about 2 weeks. Go see Monty's for all your needs, and they have Zizzer apparel.
Right now it's Cardinals season. It's 35-0. Cardinals first and goal from the 10. Ball on the ground. Picked up by, looks like the Cardinals got it back, and that's the way the night's gone. As the ball was left on the ground, as Roderick didn't get the handoff, fell on it at the 10-yard line, and it's going to be second down and 10. Second down and goal from the 10-yard line now for the Cardinals as the clock continues to run with 40 seconds to go in a half, and the Cardinals not using their timeouts.
Not using the timeouts, and basically they're driving down the field by running the play up the middle. Roderick
under center. Turns, hands the ball off. No, he keeps it himself. Roderick up the middle. Touchdown, Cardinals. 21 seconds to go, and Roderick goes in from 10 yards out, and now the score is 41-0.
That first down and touchdown brought to you by Arvis Bank, located on Porter Wagner Boulevard in West Plains. Go see the fine folks at Arvis Bank. And Paul, what we were talking about, Webb City's not trying to run any trickery plays on that one. It was just some basic plays, and they ran it down the field and put 6 more points on the board.
Extra points good. We're 42-0. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the radio, KKDY 102.5.
Just warming up. The new country doesn't stop. 102.5 KKDY, West Plains, Missouri.
Okay.
Now back to the stadium for more Zizzer football on today's Hot New Country KDY.
Paul Knight back with Travis Smith. The kickoff there was a little ground ball down the middle of the field, picked up there by Wheeler, and Wheeler brings it out to the 36-yard line, where the Zizzers will have it first and 10, trailing 42-0. Hall in the backfield. He's going to send a man in motion. Holloway comes back there with him. Double screen, right, left. Middle screen goes to Cobb. Cobb catches it at the 40, across the 40. Cobb to the 49, make it the 45-yard line. And the Zizzers are going to take time out. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the radio, KKDY 102.5. We've got 5.4 seconds to go here in the first half, and folks, unfortunately, the score is 42-0 in favor of the Cardinals as they have dominated tonight's ball game. They have 6 touchdowns by 6 different players. Hall in the backfield. He's going to take a snap, Got a man looking down the field. He looks down the middle, tried to throw it, going to throw it out there on the left side. It's going to be knocked away incomplete, and that's the end of the first half. Zizzers 0, Cardinals 42 as they head to the sideline. Of course, this side over here, Travis is going nuts, and the folks on the far side, they're sitting down going, what has happened?
What has happened? 6 different people scoring on 6 touchdowns. 2 of the plays were trick plays, but basically Webb City on that very last series, Paul, they didn't try to run anything fancy, just basically simple stuff up the middle. West Plains unable to answer in any way, shape, or form.
Right now the score is 42-0. We'll be back in 2 minutes with the halftime here on the radio, KKDY 102.5. Is 42-0 in favor of the Webb City Cardinals over the West Plains Zizzers. And Travis, we talked about it. The Cardinals have scored 6 times by 6 different players, and Zizzers have just had very little success on offense and have done a pretty good job of stopping the run until, well, you get down 21, 28 nothing, and then everything starts to fall in, and it sure has this evening.
Yeah, Webb City, too, is basically just on that first couple of series made it look easy. Big changing point or starting point for Webb City is on their first series. 4th down, they go for it, get the first down, and then basically score again. And now what you're doing in the second half as a coach, you're telling your guys, hey, go out there and play for pride.
Yeah, you're going to have to play for a lot of pride as the score is 42-0 here at halftime. A quick review of the scoring. 5:15 to go in the first quarter. Zach Davidson, a 16-yard pass from senior quarterback Tyson Roderick. Corey Dooley kicked the extra point. That time it was only 7-0. However, with 2:12 to go in the first, Caleb Potts on a 35-yard run. Dooley kicked the extra point. Then it was 14-0. Then the second quarter, 4 scores by the Cardinals. Keaton Marsh, a 50-yard pass from Roderick. Dooley kicks the extra point. 6:33 to go in the quarter. Derek Newby, a 34-yard pass from Keaton Burris, the halfback pass. Dooley kicks the extra point, 28-0. That's when the Zither heads kind of dropped a little bit and the hands went on the waist. Then with 4:44 to go, Tate Smith, an 8-yard run. Dooley kicks. And then with just 21 seconds to go in the half, Tyson Roderick, a 10-yard run. Dooley kicks the extra point, and that's our score at halftime. 42-0 with the Cardinals on top here at Webb City High School Stadium.
They just gave us some stats. 14, these are tough. 1 first down for West Plains, 14 for Webb City. 207 yards in the air, just passing, 174 yards in rushing compared to West Plains. They've got 10 yards on the rush and 56 yards on the pass. Webb City very, very effective tonight, running and throwing the football.
So our score at halftime is 42-0. The Zizzers trail the Cardinals here in the district finals. And well, Travis, let's just take a break. You and I are going to talk about it a little bit. We'll be back in 2 minutes here on the radio, KKDY 102.5. Here at halftime, and we were talking a little bit, Travis, the fact that the second half we're going to have the turbo clock, which the Zizzers haven't seen in some time. Well, been on this side of the turbo clock, unfortunately, and you know, it's just one of those nights where you go, man, why did we have to play our worst game, or I shouldn't say, why has this one been like this? I mean, there's no explanation. The fact that Webb City is, they've done nothing wrong, and we've done very little right.
What one of amazing stats looking at this, possession time for West Plains, 10 minutes, almost 11, Webb City 13. But Webb City, when they get the ball, has been very effective moving it down the field.
I was going to say, we've got still got a lot of halftime to go here as the Webb City Band and their gun team and flag team are on the field presenting their halftime performance. And like I said, Travis, just, you know, on the ride over here tonight, I was by myself and I kept thinking, you know, this would be a chance, you know, to kind of put West Plains on the map a little bit with a victory here tonight. And we got the capability of doing it this evening, and then we come in here and, you know, quite honestly, we've just not played very well. The offense has struggled, and the defense has given up the big play until the last two touchdowns, which were just basically drove us right down the field on run plays. But a situation where you got to look in the mirror and go, well, we got to get ready, and you know, we got a half to play, and then we're going to put the equipment away and get ready for next year.
Well, and that's the toughest thing too. If right now for these seniors and stuff, only the second time in the history of West Plains football that we had 10 wins, and they came in here, like I said, very pumped up tonight, feeling good. And instead, you've got a situation where you're down 42-0. So what Coach Airy is telling those seniors tonight, guys, you have basically 2 more quarters to play the last of your football career. Go out and make it a good one.
Well, you look at that too. How many of those seniors are going to play in the second half when it's 42-0? I mean, you know, is he going to let the seniors play, or Is he going to put in the second unit and with the turbo clock and let our second team play Webb City's second and third team, or, well, in their case, maybe their fourth team because they got 98 kids on the roster and most of them are dressed.
Well, and another thing about over here in Webb City, talking about 98 kids. All 98 of those are good athletes and stuff, too. And the thing with a team like Webb City, they're so deep. And that's one of the things that makes you want to play better, because if you don't play better, you know there's 2 or 3 guys on the sideline ready to take your spot at any time.
And it won't be long before they're in there if you don't play very well.
And Webb City tonight has played very, very well.
Yeah.
And the thing is, West Plains, too, has not played that poorly. They've just been beaten so bad on the big play. And then once they got down by 3 touchdowns, unfortunately, got a little tired. Confidence started to go away and stuff. And right now, you're just playing for pride here in the second half. And that goes to show you what kind of program Webb City has over here. One of the reasons, kind of like West Plains and cross country, you've been there before. You know how to prepare and what to expect, and then preparation makes all the difference in these situations.
I know you talked a little bit about the fact that, of course, the tradition here, they've got 10 state championships in football, and, of course, they're seeking number 11. They've won 5 in a row. Got their first one back in 1989 with Coach Keel, who just recently resigned from the University of Minnesota. And, of course, after Coach Keel was Coach Thompson, who's now at Kickapoo, and he won 2 state champions here, and then Roderick has picked up the other 7. So it's a situation here at Webb City where, kind of like you talked about West Plains and cross country, it's kind of expected. And I don't mean that badly, because Coach Dixon and his staff, they're going to run tomorrow for a state championship in cross country, and mentioned the fact today that the boys have been to the state meet every year as a group since 1979. And I'm not a mathematician, but that's a long time.
That is a very, very long time, 30-plus some odd years. And talking about taking things for granted, they do a lot. I've been always amazed how West Plains sometimes, if they go to state, get 3rd or 4th place, you'll see people walk up to Joe Bill Dixon and say, "What happened?"
Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, because once you have that tradition of winning, people start to expect it and stuff, and your athletes start to expect it too. And that's what Coach Aries trying to do with this program, is getting athletes to believe in themselves. This is going to be a little bit of a setback, but hey, they're young kids. They forget about it pretty quick, and then next year you move on.
I was going to say, next year, of course, the Ozark Conference, the schedule will be reshuffled because everything's done on a 2-year basis. This was the second of 2 years. The realignment comes. I know, if I remember right, I think Rolla drops to 4A next year, and so maybe they're in our district. They may move us another direction. You never know, and like I said, we may not see Webb City again until the next year's state semifinals. Who knows? I mean, because all those come out, I believe, in February, when the maybe it's the end of November. But anyway, the new alignments will all be made later on this year.
One of the things, too, if you're a young Zizzer fan out there and stuff, you got to remember, folks, too, stay with this program. Coach Aries and the rest of the coaches are really getting this program turned around in the right direction. Tonight's a little bit of a setback, but if you're going to get beat, you may as well get beat by the guys that have won 5 state championships in a row.
That's it. We're going to take a minute or a couple of minutes here. We'll take 2. Brett, we appreciate you back there at the studio. We'll take 2 minutes right here. We'll be back with more on the halftime here on KKDY 102.5. At the break, we just talked a little bit about, of course, we talked a little bit about the Zizzer Cross Country going to state meet in Jeff City. And, of course, tomorrow is, I think today and tomorrow, but mostly tomorrow is the state swimming championships, and the Zizzers are going to be represented there as well. So we wish everybody the best of luck. If you're listening to us on the radio, on the web, or downstreaming or YouTubing or whatever it is.
We're downstreaming.
I was going to say downstream. That's just down the road about 7 miles.
That's where we'll be at 10 o'clock.
Well, let's hope so. Anyway, Zizzers trail 42-0 here tonight as the Webb City Cardinals have just totally dominated the football game. And, you know, you mentioned a little bit about the stats, 371 yards to just barely over 100 for the West Plains in the first half. And unfortunately, the Cardinals get the ball to start the second half, Travis.
Well, and remarkable stat, doing some math on that. That's over 12 yards each play.
Yes, yeah.
12 yards per play, and then their second two series, they just ran runs right up the middle.
So the Zizzers trail 42-0. We got 4:30 to go until the mandatory 3-minute warm-up time, so we got plenty of time until the second half. And then, unless something happens, the second half's going to go by in a hurry with the turbo clock. Here's the Zizzers trail, 42-0. Next year, of course, another year for the West Plains Zizzer football, and it'll start about the same time as we're in week 12 of a 15-week season. Now the Missouri State High School Activities Association, we talked a little bit about it last week, has taken the state playoffs and just gone back 15 weeks until you have the first week, and this year it fell on, I think it was August 21st or something like that. It was quick. Where the opening weekend, and of course next year will be approximately the same. It'll be a little bit later, but not much later. And first 9 weeks determine the how you play week 10. And then week 10 is half the teams in the state of Missouri will be eliminated. Week 11, another half are eliminated. And this week, after tonight, there will only be 4 teams in Class 6, and there will only be 8 teams in Classes 1 through 5 left to play next week.
And the way they've changed it up really works well, because now every playoff game is on Friday nights, where in the past you started on a Wednesday, then if you won on Wednesday, you played on Monday. If you won on Monday, you played on Thursday. That wreaks a lot of havoc in student athletes and stuff, so now there's more preparation time, and it's more of a feel for high school football when you play on Friday night.
Well, I was going to say, I think next week Class 6 plays on Saturday afternoon, because I think semifinals are played on Saturday afternoons in all classes, but Class 6 only has 4 teams left. They have a bye week, week 14, and then they play the championship in the Dome in St. Louis. Of course, the Thanksgiving Day holiday, which all 6 classes play there over 2 days. I think Class 1, 3, and 5 play on Friday, and 2, 4, and 6 play on Saturday. And we may have an opportunity, if anybody wants to go, to watch the Cardinals on Saturday at 3 o'clock.
Most certainly and stuff. And what a lot of people don't realize, when you start play and getting that state championship, you're giving up your Thanksgiving, because you want to, as a team, travel there on Thursday. You have a big meal all together, and then some of them play on Friday and some of them play on Saturday. But when you get to that situation, you're happy to eat Thanksgiving turkey in St. Louis.
In St. Louis at some restaurant.
Because you're in the state championship.
It won't be happening for the Zizzers this year, but that doesn't mean that there won't be some down the road. Of course, that is the goal of every team every year, is to get to the Dome and play in the championship game. And, of course, the Zizzers not going to be there now, as they trail the Cardinals 42-0. And, you know, Travis, I'll just be honest with you, it would take a major breakdown by the Cardinals for the Zizzers to get back in the ball game.
Well, and one of the things you mentioned, that's so true. Webb City will keep hammering and hammering and hammering at you, because they want to put points on the board. There's no reason to play safe when you're up by 3 or 4 touchdowns, especially at this level in the playoffs, because you're playing really good teams. And so every time they get the football, they're going to try to put points up on the board.
Zizzers are back on the field. The Cardinals haven't shown up yet, but I bet they show up for the second half.
They're going to show. That'd be the one thing. Webb City just decided not to
show up in the second half, and they forfeit. Zizzers win by a score of 2-0.
It's one of the most
Write that one down.
One of the most amazing comebacks in history.
Yes. They forfeited 42 points and let the Zizzers win 2-0 on the forfeit. Folks, you know we're having a good time when Travis and I go on the road. We enjoy the company that you guys provide us back there in West Plains and around the country now with with media, and I'm not a media outfit guy, but Big Jim over here, he's telling us we got people listening all across the country, and we appreciate your support. We appreciate our sponsors. Speaking of which, we're going to take 2 minutes, and we'll be back on the radio, KKDY 102.5. With Travis Smith, we've got about 1:22 to go till the second half kickoff, and Travis, both teams are on the field, and you can kind of tell who's ahead because the Cardinals are bouncing around and the Zizzers are standing over there with their arms crossed. They're waiting for the second half to start, get things started, and try to redeem themselves a little bit on the first half. That this would be one of those back in our day when we had film instead of CDs and all that burnt disc and all that kind of stuff. This one never would have got home.
You burn it.
It never got taken to the film developer.
You would say there's nothing on there to watch, so
nope.
Let's just get it, save some money from developing it.
It would have never got on the bus to go to developed and come back.
Been done. Might have been used like they do with the T-pin and just throw some in the trees and stuff and say good riddance. Anyway,
the Zizzers trail 42-0. We're about ready to go with the second half. And Travis, I know it's been disappointing, but it's been a good year for the West Plains Zizzer football team. 10-1 on the season. Finished second in the Ozark Conference. Their one loss, of course, until tonight. Coming to the Kickapoo Chiefs, who are playing for a spot in the semifinals in Class 6 in Springfield this evening. And all the other games, W's.
Yep, wish them all the luck and stuff. Kickapoo had a very, very good season. Webb City having a very good season here tonight as they're up by 42-0. Got a couple messages from people all across the country. Listen to us. Thank you for listening to Zizzer Football.
And we appreciate the folks out at Genesis Church tonight. And they're hosting the watch party. The Zizzers, of course, trail 42-0. And we're about ready to go with the second half.
Got the Acres listening out in California. Jamie Dixon listening at home. West Plains off PP. I know there's a name for that little bitty town, but West Plains is good enough.
We'll just go with that.
We'll just go with that. And we'll go with a running clock here in the second half, as there's a 35-point differential, so the clock does not stop instead of change of possessions.
The only time it stops is for injury, timeouts, and change of possession. Zizzers to kick it away. Cressman, we haven't mentioned him because he's not been on the field. Trey Cressman to kick it away to the Cardinals. Zizzers trail 42-0. We're ready to go. Cressman, a high kick that comes down the left sideline. It hits at the 25, picked up there by the Cardinals. Down the sideline they come. Another missed tackle by the Zizzers. across the 40 to the 45, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Cardinals from their own 45-yard line.
And that 1st and 10 brought to you by Hubbard Bone and Joint Clinic. Go see Dr. Hubbard and all his fine staff for all your orthopedic needs, serving the Zizzers for over 16 years.
Dr. Hubbard on the sidelines tonight, and he's just got a text from him, and he said, didn't expect this either.
No, I don't think anybody did.
No, I don't even think people in Webb City expected to see this.
Nope.
Cardinals come out with a double tight formation. Roderick at quarterback. No, that's the sophomore Greek. Greek turns, hands the ball off to number 3. I believe that is, yes it is, that's Caleb Potts. So Greek, the sophomore quarterback, comes in place of Roderick. Roderick's evening's probably over since he has been nicked up this season. And the sophomore comes in, and it's a pickup of 4, and it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 4 to go, or 6 to go.
Roderick was nicked, messed up just a little bit and stuff, had some injuries, so you may as well give the other guy some snaps because you never know down the road when he's going to have to play.
Number 10 in the lineup, that's Andrew Greek, 5'11", sophomore QB. Hands the ball off once again to number 3, that is Potts on the carry. He's tackled there by number 56 for the Zizzers. That's Hayden Smith, and it brings up 3rd down and 4 to go.
Good job by Smith, stepping in the gap, making the tackle. I'm talking about Greek, the sophomore, being in there. He's not used to the game moving that fast as he turned around, and there was his running back, said, give me the ball and get out of the way.
Greek got a little playing time. In fact, he led the Cardinals to their winning touchdown last week against Carl Junction with less than 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Greek steps up under center, looks things over, takes a snap, hands to Burrows, who's hit at the line, but it wasn't Burrows who had the ball. It was Greek on the option, and he's hit at the 40-yard line, but that's a pickup of 7, and it gives the Cardinals another 1st down.
And that 1st down brought to you by Landmark Bank, located at the corner of 63 and K Highway and on Porter Wagner Boulevard. Go see Joyce and all the fine people at Landmark Bank.
Landmark Bank, they're making loans tonight.
Yes, they are. For people, no, I won't even go there.
Don't go there, Travis.
9:37.
You're just going to get us both in trouble.
Here in the 3rd quarter, Webb City on top, 42-0.
42-0.
Unbelievable.
If this was Monday Night Football, I'd be singing. Greek under center, turns, hands the ball to Potts. Potts hit in the backfield that's Davis. Davis brings him down for a gain of 2, and it's down to the 37-yard line, and it's going to be 2nd down and 8.
Chance Davis did a good job adjusting, playing that linebacker position. He was a defensive end when the season started, but yet due to injuries to Cordy, had to step up in there. Good job by Chance Davis.
Chance Davis, number 37, the leading tackler for the West Plains Zizzers. Zizzers go with 5 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, 3 defensive backs. Greek keeps it on the option. We got a flag thrown. There was a hold. I even saw that one from here, and that's going to come back because number 74, the offensive tackle, had a big old piece of Sexton's jersey as Sexton was trying to get to the ball.
Yeah, Sexton, the big man at 6'8", weighs about 290 pounds. The guy from Webb City knew he couldn't block him, so he just tried to drag him away. And it's a holding penalty against the Cardinals.
So that'll mark it off 10 yards from the spot of the foul, which the spot of the foul was the 31-yard line. That'll take it back to the 41-yard line, where it's going to be 2nd down and about, let's say 12.
Jim made a good point looking up the board. They've got the clock stopped.
Why do they have the clock stopped? We don't know.
8:40. Should be down to 7. I love the fact that you come to Webb City, though, and you can actually hear the referees. Got the little microphone on.
And it is. Now he's going to start it. Clock winds. Ball at the 41-yard line. 8:42 to go, 3rd quarter. Greek under center. Takes a snap. Turns, hands off to Burrows. Sweeps the right side. Got the corner turn. He's in the secondary. Knocked out of bounds at the 32-yard line, 31-yard line. But unfortunately, that's enough for another one of those magical 1st downs.
And that 1st down brought to you by Ozarks Medical Center in West Plains. Fine hospitals serving the needs of the general public in a 50-mile radius. Ozarks Medical Center, proud Zizzer sponsor.
OMC. Been there, done that.
Yes.
We got an official timeout on the field as the referees want to talk things over.
They say it's a little cold. Go get me something warm to put my hands in.
No, what they're wanting to do is they want Dietrich to put his shoe back on. Dietrich is going to play with one shoe off. He's going to put it on and tie it, and officials are giving him time to do that. as the clock is stopped with 8:02 to go here in the third quarter.
Dietrich gets the shoe back on.
And, you know, you look out there and you got a bunch of seniors and a couple of juniors and a sophomore too, but all still playing hard. Greek under center, turns hands to Burris in the backfield. He escapes the line of scrimmage, runs through one tackle, gets to the outside, run out of bounds by Wheeler at the 19-yard line. That's a pickup of about 6, and it brings up 2nd down and 4.
Good job by Wheeler, just a sophomore, to force him out of bounds. And you said it, Paul, even though they're down, these guys are still playing for pride, playing very hard as this Zizzer defense.
Zizzers have gone to a 5-man defensive front. Hayden Smith, the nose guard. You got Sexton at one tackle, Cobb at the other. The ends are Dietrich and Spencer, linebackers, Neuschwander, Davis, and Mingy. One wide receiver to the left side. Greek under center. Don't think he'll throw. He's not. Gives it to Burris on the sweep to the left side, and he's going to be drung down by Neuschwander, but unfortunately, it's a gain of 7, and it picks up another Cardinal first down to the 12-yard line.
And that first down brought to you by Will Banks Tire and Auto in West Plains. Go see the fine folks at Will Banks Tire. Proud Zizzer sponsor.
42-0 our score. Just got a text from Mark Sands. He's listening over in Cape Girardeau.
He sent it to both of us.
Did he really?
Make sure. There you go,
Make
Marky.
sure you get out there. Marty Mark.
Darky Mark.
1st and 10 from the 12. Cardinals with the football, lead by 42. Option, pitch to Potts. Potts gets the corner turned, run out of bounds at about the 10-yard line, and Spencer once again lit up the quarterback, but the quarterback's Greek was able to get rid of the ball, and the ball Potts runs out of bounds after a gain of about 2.
Zach knows it's his last game as a Zizzer, and he wants to go out playing hard. And then, like you said, that's the second time tonight he put a tattoo on the Webb City Cardinals.
Ball at the 10-yard line. Clock continues to run at 6 minutes to go in a ball game, or in the third quarter. Getting ahead of myself.
We're thinking.
Yeah.
Wishful thinking.
Oh, I feel so bad.
I'm just
not.
It's hard for these guys.
Yeah. Unbalanced line to the right side. Greek takes the handoff. Oh, my gosh. Spencer just said hello again, and Potts is going, where was that train coming?
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Holy mackerel.
He came off the left side, and we just said we're feeling bad for these guys, and Zach Spencer makes the Webb City guys feel bad as he just lit him up.
And Potts is going, why did you give me the ball?
Hey, man. Why weren't those guys doing that the first half?
Van Loo in for Burris. Van Loo and Potts in the backfield. Greek, the sophomore, under center. Takes the snap, turns. On the option, he keeps it. He's to the outside, inside the 5. Spins around, down at the, make it the 5-yard line where they're going to mark his forward progress. And that brings up a 3rd down and 5 to go.
Boy, one thing about Greek, just being a
Make it 4th and 5, and the Cardinals are going to attempt a field goal.
Good opportunity to do this and stuff because you never know what's going to happen down the road, so you may as well get some real game time practice.
Dooley attempt the field goal from the 12-yard line, so it's a 22-yard kick. Ball sits on the right hash. Snap. Waiting on. Back. Kick is up. Looks like he kicked it right through the middle. He did. That's a 22-yard field goal. Our score 45-0. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the radio. KKDY 102.5. I think they call this Cardinal Stadium.
I thought about that. I put that on Facebook, but
I think it is Cardinal Stadium.
Had enough tradition here and stuff, balanced out over the years, where one individual doesn't stick out. So just Cardinal Nation, Webb City.
Dooley to kick it away. Dooley, the junior, set to kick this ball away. It's a long one. It's going to come to Nichols at the 8. Nichols up the middle. Sees a little bit of a hole and is brought down at the 22-yard line. That'll bring up a 1st and 10 for the West Plains offense.
And that 1st and 10 brought to you by Hibby's Sports Grill, located on Highway 160 west of West Plains. Go see them for Taco Tuesday or Wing Wednesday. Lots of good football going on there this weekend.
Wing Wednesday, 50-cent wings. I had some Wednesday night.
They're delicious.
Yes.
Another thing, too, we got basketball starting pretty soon.
Oh, that's right. Grizzlies playing tonight at the Civic Center. In fact, they're probably in the second half right now. Hall in the backfield. Zizzers, 3 receivers to the left side. Martin back there with him. Martin goes in motion. Swing pass to Martin. Catches it on the perimeter. Martin turns it up, crosses the 25 out to the 27-yard line. So that's a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd down and about 6 to go.
Nice safe play as they just dumped the ball off to Martin, playing that running back position. Now Hoops comes in to the game.
You know, you talk about Martin and Hoops, both of them over 1,000 yards. And it's really kind of nice to see Martin coming back after his ACL tear last year. Ryan Martin tore his ACL in the Glendale game, was out all year long, came back, rehabs, and he's in a position where he got 1,000 yards on the season. Zizzers motion around, get 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Snap back, Hall rolls to the right side, got some room to throw. Throws it down the field, intended for Dietrich. He's caught it. Dietrich down the middle of the field he goes. Dietrich going to try to run. He takes the slide down at the 21-yard line. Big play for the West Plains offense all the way down to the Cardinal 20-yard line. 1st and 10, West Plains. Get excited, Travis.
Good pass by Hall and great catch by Dietrich. Just using the big man, using that speed to get down the field. 1st down brought to you by West Plains Bank, located at Court Square. Call them at 256-2147.
2147. 2147 gets us some points on the board.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to call them. Give me some points.
Come on. Give me a good interest rate and points on the board.
Hall in the backfield. Dietrich wide right. Hall calls for the ball. He's going to fake the run. He's going to throw. He rolls to the right side and gets out of pressure into the end zone. It's going to be caught, and it's Cornish on the receiving end, and the Zizzers are on the scoreboard.
Good catch by Cornish, and what I am really proud of is the Zizzer faithful over there making a lot of noise on that touchdown.
Why
Good
not?
job. Why not? Amen. You come all the way over here, halfway across the state, 3 hours away from home. Good catch by Cornish, who tonight has basically had to punt the ball quite a bit. He's had some good punts, but that time he got the touchdown.
Zizzers to go for the extra point. Cressman to kick it away. Dietrich's going to snap. Back to Nichols. Picks up, and looks a little wide right. It is the score. 45-6. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the radio. KKDY 102.5.
Mail a care package to your favorite college student.
Travis Smith, we had a penalty on the extra point attempt. It was running into the kicker against the Cardinals. That's half the distance of the goal, so we're going to get another try. Dietrich, snap back, the ball gets away. Cressman fields it, and it's on the ground, and so it's no extra point after all.
And
so
amazingly,
go ahead.
No time has come off the clock at all.
Well, that's because extra point, they don't run the clock.
Okay, all right.
So it's 1:42 to go. We're going to keep it right here. The Zizzers now trail 45-6 as the extra point was no good. And the Zizzers get on the board. And, Travis, we needed that about the second possession of the ball game instead of the first possession of the second half.
Would have made a big difference in the way this game turned out. And this is the first time basically all year that West Plains has gotten their head down. They've come back in a lot of these games, but what I'm proud of these guys, they want to go down the field, put some points on the board, and especially for their seniors, while their season's ending, at least you go out on a positive note. Got to.
Got to. 1:42 to go in the third quarter. Cressman's going to put the ball down at the 40-yard line on the right hash. You think we might see an onside-er?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think
I
so.
bet they'll do that little pooch kick where he kicks it about 15 yards. We try to run underneath it.
West Plains trails 45-6 here in the third quarter of tonight's ball game, the district finals. And unfortunately, the Zizzers season is going to come to a very disappointing end in a game that the Zizzer faithful, and including Paul Knight and Travis Smith, thought we were going to be in the ball game. Cressman, this is going to hit a low line drive. It's going to come down to Cressman at the 15, and he's hit and dropped. Once again, that time the play made by, was that Cornish?
No, I'm going to say
84.
84.
Yeah, it is
It
Cornish.
is Cornish. Wow.
Down there to make a tackle. The junior just caught the touchdown pass, and they're going to expect a lot out of him next year as he'll move into the secondary. He'll be going both ways next year.
Going both ways, too, and what I'm really impressed with Cornish is he is a pretty accurate punter tonight. Had a lot of punts and averaging almost 40 yards a punt, which is really good for high school.
Yes, it is. Looks like the Cardinals are going to go with their second offensive unit. They got a bunch of new numbers out there, and we'll just try to fake it best we can. Unfortunately, we're on TV, so people are going to see.
They're going to see the numbers, but they don't
But
know
they don't have a roster.
That's right.
They don't have a roster. Greeks under center. He turns, hands off to the running back. That's number 4, who is Will Larson. And Larson's run out of bounds by a host of Zizzers on the far sideline, one of those being number 18, Wheeler. And it's going to bring up a second down and about, 8?
Wheeler, the sophomore, has basically got to start all year. He's one of those players next year you're going to look forward to having because he's got that experience.
Andrew Wheeler, number 18, be in that secondary next year, we hope.
And you know what? Webb City's just going to let the clock run down.
They're going to let the clock run out in the second half or the third quarter. They are. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the radio, KKDY 102.5. As Jimmy Dean singing, he hang down your head Tom Dooley at that break there. And the Zizzers have it, the Cardinals have it second down and 10 from their own 24-yard line as we begin the fourth quarter in the turbo clock era.
Yes, the turbo clock being if you're down by 35 points or more. They also call it the old mercy rule. The clock keeps going.
Cardinals come to the line of scrimmage. Greek, the sophomore, under center. Turns, hands the ball off to, I can't see, I think that was number 4 once again, Will Larson. And help me, Travis, was that Larson?
That was Larson.
Larson carries the ball for a pickup of about 5, make it 4, and it brings up third down and 6.
Will Larson, just a sophomore, 5'10", 160. Get confirmation from the PA guy, too. So we're doing well.
We're doing good.
Just mentioned all the second team now in for the Webb City Cardinals, but their second team is better than a lot of other varsities first string.
These guys want to be first string. Double tight formation. We've seen this formation about 95% of the time. Inside handoff, it's kept by the quarterback on the option. That's going to be a pickup of about 3, and that's going to bring up a 4th down, and guess what? The Cardinals are going to have to punt the ball away.
First time they've had to punt tonight, and there's big number 24, Zach Davidson, 6'6", 220 pounds. Watching him before the game started, and he's really booming.
Booming. Back deep for the Zizzers is Cobb along with Nichols. Zizzers rush, and there's a boomer of white there, fielded by Nichols at the 30. Nichols down the left side, gets one block, down the sideline he goes! Nichols pushed out of bounds in Cardinal territory, and what a block made there by number 22, Lucas Wyatt. And Lucas
lit him up
and got a Cardinal down. We don't want to make fun of that, but what a block as Wyatt.
Lucas got it. But that was not the guy right there either.
Everybody takes a knee. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the radio, KKDY 102.5. All night back here with Travis Smith. The injured Cardinal was Dominique Howard, 5'11" senior outside linebacker who got caught on that punt return, and the Zizzers have it 1st and 10, all the way down to the Cardinal 42-yard line, where the Zizzers will have it, Travis, and chance to put some points on the board with 10:30 to go here in the ball game.
That last first down brought to you by Express Mini Mart, located right across from the park on Porter Wagner Boulevard.
Sam Hall still at quarterback. Wide receiver to the right side is way out here in front of the Cardinal bench is Cornish. Taylor Cornish in front of the Cardinal bench. Hall looks things over, calls for the ball. Option, pitches to Martin. Martin cuts back against the grain. Martin could go, might go. Well, might get, he scored! Martin 42 yards, and the Zizzers make it 45-12. And that's going to slow the clock down.
Yes, it will. And what a run by Martin as he cut back against the grain and just used his speed to get down the field and get that touchdown. So 2 quick touchdowns here in the last minute by the Zizzers.
Eric Martin, Ryan Martin, 42 yards and a touchdown, and the score is 45-12. Cressman in to kick the extra point. Dietrich to snap, Nichols to hold. Another bad snap. Nichols is snowed under, and it's no good, and we've got a 45-12 ball game. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the radio, KKDY 102.5. Travis Smith, our score is 45-12. The Zizzers trail the Cardinals here early in the 4th quarter. Cressman's kick, down the middle of the field it comes. Fielded by the Cardinals at about the 8-yard line. Up the middle of the field goes number 26. That is Jonas White. Jonas White brought down at the 31-yard line, where it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Cardinals.
And that 1st and 10 brought to you by Long Electric. When things go wrong, call Long. And, Paul, one of the reasons Webb City's so successful with their program, you should have seen Coach Roderick go over there and talk to that second group of defense. You would have thought they just gave up the winning touchdown. They're up by 33 points, but he was very intense, telling those guys, don't let them score on you again.
Cardinals come to the line of scrimmage. Greek, the sophomore, still in the lineup, but they do have their starting deep running backs back in the ball game with Burris and Burris. Whoops. Ball's on the ground. Oh, almost recovered. The ball was pitched back to Caleb Potts. Potts dropped it at the 30-yard line. That's going to bring up second down and 11.
Second down and 11. Zizzers trail 45-12. 10 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter.
And Cardinals have brought their first unit back into the ball game.
They said, you guys are going to try to score?
We're going to try to score.
We'll put some points back up there.
9:45 to go. Zizzers trail 45-12 here in the ball game. Zizzers with a five-man front. Handoff to Cobb. And he's going to be wrapped up in another loss of one on the play. Number 3, that is Caleb Potts, on the carry, a loss of one. That brings up third down and about 12 to go.
Chance Davis in there to make a good tackle for the Zizzers.
Mingy there as well.
Yep, chasing on the other side was Zach Spencer, who on that last series had 2 sacks.
Third down and 12 to go for the Cardinals. And do they run it, or do you think that Greek tries to air this one out, Travis?
He might try to air it out.
I'm going to put my money on he may try to throw this one.
They're like, if you guys are going to throw passes against us,
we're going to throw passes against you. Greek turns, rolls to the left side. He's going to throw it. He's got pressure coming. He's not going to get it away. In fact, he does get it away, but it's incomplete. Knocked out of bounds, incomplete. The clock stops with 8:47 to go, and the Cardinals are going to be forced to punt the ball away again.
And good job by Mitchell coming up and making a great hit on the Cardinal wide receiver because he had the ball coming to him, but Mitchell broke it up, and they're going to let 45 Cobb get back there, try to return one this time.
Cobb and Nichols go back deep for the Zizzers. And Cardinals, a little shuffling on the sideline. Punts away. Nope, it's not away. Oh, my gosh.
Cow.
Good thing that one didn't count. And I think Webb City's got too many men on the field.
He kicked that ball 60 yards in the air. That's amazing.
Too many men on the field, I believe, is going to be the call. Let's wait and see. We don't want to judge. The Zizzers are walking backwards. Illegal substitution against West Plains. That's a 5-yard penalty.
Webb City, Paul talked about some before the game. He has quite a leg. Cornish, our good punter. Webb City's punter in there, the big guy at 6'6", 24, Zach Davidson.
And need a football.
Come on, guys. Give him a football.
Got to have a football to play this game.
Go from the running clock, everything was good, to just going real slow.
8:45 to go. 5-yard penalty. Fourth down and about 7. Would it be time for a fake punt?
I was just thinking. I would not doubt it.
Well, let's see.
You may as well practice it.
When you're up by 33, it's a good time to try your fake punt. Zizzers are going to come with an all-out blitz. And don't get it and don't touch anybody, and it's going to be fielded by nobody. But Nichols is able to get on it. Fortunately, as Cobb and Nichols both wanted to receive it, and the ball goes right between both of them to the ground and picked up by Nichols at the 22-yard line where the Zizzers have it, Travis. 1st and 10.
And that 1st and 10 brought to you by Don's Auto, located on Port Wagner Boulevard. They can work on any make, mark, style of car you've got at Don's Auto.
You spit that out pretty well.
Yeah, I was trying to
You were searching for words,
I was
weren't
like,
you?
come on, brain. Give me a couple words. 45-12 here in the fourth quarter. 8:35 left to go. Had the turbo clock.
And the Cardinals have got their first unit back on the field defensively. Zizzers, of course, have their first unit offensively out there. So now we got number ones going against number ones with 8:35 to go in the ball game, and the clock stopped. In motion is Holloway. Inside handoff to Holloway to the left side. Holloway crossed the 25-yard line. So that's a pickup of about 3 on the play, and that brings up 2nd down and 7. And it gets a little chippy.
Just going with the old jet sweep as Holloway. Holloway was injured for part of the year. They were certainly glad to get him back. Now he's getting some playing time in his last game.
And Coach Airy has got the second offensive unit huddled up on the sideline over there. Let's see is he going to send them in or
Not quite yet.
Not quite yet, but they're ready to come into the ball game. And
they're still looking.
They're still looking around like, what's going on? And
Coach Roderick's like, you already tried to score twice on me, and you did? I don't care if you got the second team in. We're going to keep our first team defense on the field.
And Coach Airy's letting the clock wind down. I guess they're going to take a timeout. And they do take a timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute here on the radio, KKDY 102.5.
New Country 102.5 KDY.
Paul Knight back with Travis Smith. We're in the fourth quarter, 7:34 to go, and Coach Airy, a very nice move there, called timeout so he could bring his offensive unit over to the sideline. He was shaking every one of their hands, pat them on the back, an opportunity for the seniors to go out in front of the crowd on the playing field rather than standing on the sideline, nobody know what's going on.
Amen. That was a very classy move. We were kind of wondering what was going on up here. But that was absolutely beautiful of Coach Airy to do that.
Third down and at the ball at the 25-yard line. Third down and 7 for the West Plains offense, now led by Randolph. Randolph, the option to the left side, hit at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and that's going to bring up fourth down for the West Plains Zizzers offense now, and they're going to punt the ball away.
Ball comes out, but the referee said he was down by contact, and so, like you said, West Plains now with the chance to have to punt it away. I really like what Paul was talking about. Coach Airy called the timeout. That way all the seniors could go out in front of the fans, and that's a classy move by Coach Airy, very respectful.
Ball to be punted by, once again, number 84, Taylor Cornish, to punt the ball away. Zizzers spread out across the field. Sam Hall is the cover man.
Love it.
Snap back. Cornish, nice high kick. It's going to be fielded. No, it's not going to be fielded. In fact, it hits one of the Cardinals, and it should be Zizzer football, but let's see how the officials see that. And they say it's...
They didn't. They pointed to Webb City's direction.
They did point Webb City's direction, but it looked to me like it hit the Cardinal as trying to make the fair catch. And now they're going to come over and talk about it because Coach Airy wants to know, why is it not our football?
Basically, the rule on the punt is if it touches any one of the receiving team, whether or not he tries to catch it or not, it becomes a live ball, and that's what Coach Airy is trying to get the referees to say right now. Instead, they said, hey, let's get out of here. We're going to give Webb City the football.
And when the Zizzers come out there defensively, they're going to have their second defensive unit on the field eventually. Right now, the sideline is in a little bit of confusion over there.
6:09 left to go in the game. Webb City up 45-12.
And we finally got 11 men on the field. Greek turns, hands the ball deep in the backfield to number 4. That is Will Larson. And Larson gets to the 45-yard line. And that's a pickup of 3 on the carry and brings up a second down. Yep, make it 4. Makes it second down and 6. As once again the officials put the ball right on the 45-yard line.
Try to get some of these players as they're in their 82. Gavin York playing the cornerback position right now.
Number 4, Mingy still in the ball game, along with, I believe that's,
8, Grady Midori's in.
Midori's in on the far side.
Dagan Simpson, the sophomore, 55.
Inside handoff again to Larson. Larson hitting the backfield. Ball's loose! Are they going to call it a fumble or are they going to call it down? Let's see what the officials say. One official says it was down. The other official said it was a fumble, and they're going to say it's still Webb City ball.
Number 78, Matt Harris, the sophomore, in there made the recovery, but the officials say the runner was down before the ball came out.
Ball sitting at the 43-yard line, 3rd down and 5 for the Cardinals. Clock runs 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Zizzers trail 45-12.
29, Lane Jett in there at defensive end.
He's out.
Strong safety.
Strong safety. Yeah, there we go. Geek under center. Inside handoff right up the middle.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm glad they tackled him. Number 43 on the carry, that's Bryden Reed, and Bryden picks up the first down all the way down to the Zizzers 31-yard line where it's 1st and 10.
That 1st and 10 brought to you by J&J Recovery, Papa John's Pizza, and Donahue Roofing.
Chance Davis takes it to the sideline. His last play there. Zizzer defense on the field. This will be what the defense looks a little bit like next year, Travis.
Gorell McGinley out at corner.
Greek under center. Turns, hands off to Larson. Larson pops to the outside. Gets away from 1. Gets away from 2. Gets down inside the 25 to the 22-yard line. And that's enough for another Webb City first down.
And that first down brought to you by Lee Freeman, American Family Insurance, Razor Chiropractic, and Brown's Furniture and Appliance in West Plains.
Way to throw 3 of them in there, Travis.
Well, you got to. Line up those sponsors.
That a baby. We sure appreciate our sponsors who've made it possible for Travis and I and Reed to bring you football here on KKDY 102.5 all year long. And it won't be that long until basketball season starts up, and you can listen to the Zizzers right here, I believe. Isn't that right, Big Jim? Zizzers on KKDY? That's right, that's what I thought.
Jim Lambert's the one that helped bring it to you on the TV tonight. They do a good job. Brett Stevens back in the studio. 58, Judd Bean, the senior, in there making a tackle. He's playing linebacker. Coach Airy trying to get a lot of different guys in there right now.
Zizzers trail 45-12, 3:34 to go. Cardinals have the ball at the Zizzer 20-yard line, 2nd down and 8. Sophomore under center. That's a different quarterback. That's number 6. That's Cash Link, another sophomore. Link hands off, and up the middle goes, let's see, another running back for the Cardinals. That's number 43. That's Braden Reed, and he picks up maybe 2. Now let's give him 3. The officials like it tonight. They like that 3-yard gain,
yes,
and it's a 3rd down and 5.
That tackle made by number 22, Wyatt Lucas of the Zizzers. Also in there is 65, Janik Peffer, 5'9", 210, playing that nose guard position.
Cummings, number 19, I see him playing that defensive end over there. Inside hand. Oh, my. Oh, what a hit made bare by the inside linebacker, number 58 for the West Plains Zizzers.
Judd Beam.
Yeah, Judd Beam lit up the running back, Reed.
Good
oh,
job.
my. The Zizzers have hit them tonight. Unfortunately, we're down 45-12.
Yes, they have. They've taken their opportunities on some of them, but you got to play every down. And where Webb City was so successful tonight was in the passing game against the red and white.
Yeah, I was going to say the first half of throwing the football, they were very successful and built up a pretty good lead here. Well, of course, at halftime it was 42-0. Inside handoff again to Reed, and Reed is tackled at the 15-yard line, and that's not enough for a first down, so the Zizzers will take over on downs. 1st and 10, West Plains, with 1:58 to go in the ball game.
And that 1st and 10 brought to you by Monty's Outdoor, Arvis Bank, and Hubbard Bone and Joint Clinic.
So the Zizzer offense back on the field for another try. The second unit out there. And the Zizzer seniors over on the sideline kind of grouped up over there. And, you know, I can still remember my last game. And I know you can too. The last game of your senior year is one of those things that you just don't forget.
And you're really never prepared for it.
Randolph hands the ball off to Osmond. Osmond up the middle of the field. Osmond across the 20 to the 22-yard line. So that's a good gain of 7, and it brings up 2nd down and 3 for the second team of for the West Plains Zizzer offense.
And Osmond is a good running back. We're going to have both him and Hoops in the backfield next year. Osmond, as the season progressed, has taken his opportunities a lot of time and got good yardage. Hope to see him get better next year.
And this is where the off-season comes in. Of course, the Zizzers will be working to get bigger, faster, and stronger. Randolph calls for it, gives it to Osmond on the left side. Osmond cuts to the outside. Looks like he's got close to the 35 or 25-yard line. And if he's gotten there, they're going to give him a first down. And the official on the far side says, bring them chains up, baby. We got a 1st and 10, West Plains.
And that 1st and 10 brought to you by Landmark Bank, Ozarks Medical Center, Wilbanks Tire and Auto, and Hibby Sports Grill.
Fine sponsors. And we sure do appreciate the folks out at Genesis Church bringing you the party tonight. On behalf of KKDY, we say thank you. Osmond over the right side, and he picks up 5 out to the 30-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 5 as the clock winds inside. 55 seconds here in the ball game.
Number 6, Gerald McKinley, made a real good block for the Zizzers on that last play. They're probably going to be able to get one more playoff here before half before the game's over.
Before the game's over, Travis.
Second half took just a little bit longer.
And you're headed back to West Plains, and I'm headed to
Dallas.
Tulsa. Well, Tulsa or Dallas via Tulsa. That carry by number 29, West Plains Zizzers. Who is that masked man?
He is running, gunning, might go all the way, but he is tackled at the last moment.
Lane Jett,
the freshman.
Lane Jett all the way down to the 12-yard line, and it's 20 seconds to go, and the Zizzers quickly want to try to play one more play.
I love it. Lane Jett, just a freshman, showed some really good speed running down the sidelines that time. And why not give these young guys a chance to put points up on the board?
Jett goes to the sideline, gets a handshake from everybody. The Zizzers come to the line of scrimmage. What will be the last play of the ball game unless it's an incomplete pass or he's run out of bounds. Randolph hands to Osmond, left side. Osmond turns it up inside the 5, down to the 4, and that's probably going to be, well, let's see. I think the Zizzers are going to say, we're done.
That's enough.
Aries going to walk across the field. The clock ticks away. We're down inside 3 seconds to go. That's ball game. Zizzers lose. Fine season comes to an end. However, the Zizzers finish tonight. Final score 45-12. We'll be back in 2 minutes with a post game here on the radio, KKDY 102.5.
Dr. Greg Hubbard has been serving the community of West Plains and surrounding areas for almost 17 years. He and his staff at Hubbard